is just like some girls like exposing some holes and stuff with the vagina, as you might say. So welcome back, fellow travelers, backpackers and friends. And so today, if you're a first timer or maybe even a second timer in the beautiful city of Pattaya, there might be a lot of chances that you fall into one of those two scams. So without further ado, let's see what those are and how you can avoid it. And I will give you all the key points you need to not fall into these scams anymore. So the first scam happened just near here. We're actually on the beach, and just a few meters away there's what we can call the motorbike police control scam, which tends to happen every day. I've seen it a lot in my time here, and I see every day many Farangs getting fined, so you might want to listen to it if you're coming here and want to avoid this. Not sure we can call it a scam, because the police is just like doing their job and they're just like complying with the laws. But what you can notice when you're here, if you stay even just 2-3 days, you can notice here it's like they will mostly try to apply these laws to the Farangs, and you will see like many Thai people just driving by without being worried about anything. So yeah, I guess this can still be marked as a scam just for this point. What is happening on this scam is like basically you're just driving on beach road with your maybe Thai girlfriend or your friend on the back, or even alone, and you get a police checkpoint and they will see you arrive from far away. They are like on the both sides of the road, so there's no escaping, and they will tell you to stop on the side. Here goes the control. So yeah, basically they will ask you for 3 things. First, that you must have on you will be the motorbike insurance. This is given to you by the shop where you rent the motorbike. Usually they leave it under the seat, and so that's pretty good. And then are the 2 key points where you might be good for a bakshish or a fine, depending on what you get. So of course, the first thing is you want to wear a helmet, and even more now, since 1 month they passed some kind of law where even Thai people can get fined up to 2,000 bahts if you don't have a helmet, which is like a lot. I guess before it was like 500 bahts, which is already a lot for Thai people. Wear helmet every time you drive around. Not only for this, but also for your security and yeah, to get safe, because like we will see, many insurances in your home country won't cover you and your accident if it happens and you don't have and you're not wearing a helmet. And in case you're falling and you still have like consciousness and nothing too serious, take pictures of you wearing the helmet. Ask someone to take pictures of you wearing a helmet. It can be a major key point for asking money to your insurance later. And the second thing has to do with the driver's license. 2 things here. First, your license has to show that you can ride motorcycle, which is the A1, if I remember well. I don't know, but be sure your license has like the little motorbike symbol and you are like allowed to drive this, or you will be fined for this. And this is one key point, and I think more than the helmet, because now many people wear the helmet. That's the most important key point they will check. So make sure you get the A1, the ability to drive a motorbike, And also, I'm not sure if it's still the case, but most of the time it's also great if you have an international driver's license. I've seen like them lately controlling and like going good with like regular license. Maybe it depends on the country you're from and if they can read like the symbol. And this is not really like a scam, because this is like the law. If you're driving outside of your country, you absolutely need a driver's license. Don't know how much is it depending on the country. In France it's not that expensive, but it's only like you can only have it like for 2 years, so that's kind of a pain in the ass every 2 years to have to ask. Like me, if you're traveling every year, and it takes time, it takes so much time. Like this year I didn't get it because I needed like 3 months to get one, and when I realized it was like 2 months before leaving, and was like kind of little short in time. So, and this thing on your driver's license is, I guess, the most important, not only for like driving in the country, but same also for the insurance. And even with this, like taking most information with my insurance, I realized that I have like a driver's license that includes the ability to drive motorbikes. I have a good insurance and the travel insurance, and still like this, they won't cover me if I'm driving a motorbike that is more than 125 cc's, which like here you get a lot really quickly. That's why usually I rent like the smallest motorbike. That's what you want to do. Don't go like too big also, because I see like many friends and they just drive alone, but they take like those big motorbikes just for them, and because maybe you don't know, but most insurance won't cover depending on the power of the motorbike. So when you're driving here, do not forget your motorbike insurance, your driver's license, and possibly international driver's license, and the helmet. And maybe then you're good to go. Then, as far as Pattaya is concerned, I would say just avoid beach road if you want to drive here, because there's a main key control point over there, and that's where you can be sure every day they're here and they will control. Mostly it's like around middle, end of the afternoon, but for sure they're here every day. Been here like 3 weeks and I saw them every single day, and every single day they were like stopping people. So the point is like on Beach Road, just after Soi 7 and 8, and just before Central Festival. Actually you get like a police station on the left. This is where they will always stand and stop all the motorbikes. So first point, if you drive around this place, wear a helmet, drive slowly, because they tend to just like stop, come in the middle of the road and stop you so suddenly, so you don't want like to be in a dangerous situation. And mostly I would say try to avoid this section if you're driving in Pattaya, or don't drive in Pattaya. I don't know, you get the bad bus, you get like, you can go around easily without spending so much. I don't know why people want to drive around in Pattaya. The traffic is crazy. You get a 10 baht bus that takes you nearly everywhere. You can go up to Jomtien for 10 baht, up to Nakrua. So why would you drive and spend like 300 baht a day in a motorbike when you can like just go around pretty much easily? Even just taking motorbike, like for 300 bahts you can take like 6 rides a day to different places, which is more than enough without having to drive. So my advice on this would be avoid to drive in Pattaya. If you get stopped and get fined, you will have to pay on the spot. So be prepared to have like your credit card or some cash. I know sometimes you could get away with like just giving like, instead of paying 500 for the helmet, just like give 300 to the cop and go. I'm not sure it's like still something here, as most of the time now I see them stopping some people and the people going inside the station to pay the fine. So not sure the backshish stuff is still going on. I guess it is, but that's the first big scam in Pattaya, and the one where most people will fall for. And I guess you have all the clues now to not get fined. And if you are try to separate the cash in your pocket. Like if you're 1,000 and keep like 300 or 500 apart so you can like give them to the cops. Because if they see the much money they can, then you're on to pay like much more than what you should. Okay, so now on to the second biggest scam here in Pattaya, and these are the already pretty infamous, but I think it's still something working if it's the famous ping pong shows. About this, you can find mostly these on walking street, and you will get so many touts all along the way trying to lure you in side streets where you get to some bars where usually you would get like girls dancing on the ground floor, and then you go on the upper floors for what they call the ping pong show, which, like the name says it all, because I'm not going to put any footage of this, is just like some girls like exposing some balls and stuff with the vagina, as you might say. So I used to see some show like this in some clubs in Bangkok, and it wasn't even like some ping pong show, but just like a small show the go-go bar was doing, so you didn't really have to fall into the scam, and they were like throwing darts and crazy stuff like this. That was funny, but it was not really like this real scam like this one. And the thing is, usually going into a go-go bar is totally free and you will just pay for your drinks. But as far as the ping pong shows are concerned, you will have to, most places, pay an entrance fee. It can be from 300 bahts to 500 bahts. With this entrance you get one beer and you can see the show, but usually they will like take time and they will try to make you drink more. And then this is like the problem, is like this second beer you can order or you will order is like 3 to 4 times the price of regular beer, so you end up like paying a beer mostly more than 500 baht, and that's where you start to get like over 1,000 baht just for getting into the show. And yeah, so if you really want to see a show, just go for it. That can be fun, that can be, I know like Japanese must fall for this all the time, because I can see like Japanese or Koreans following the touts and going with them. But I know for most Westerners this is known that's pretty much a scam, so if you really want to go, just go, pay the entrance fee, have a beer and just leave. If not, I would have to check again. I don't remember if it was in Phuket or somewhere around here that I saw one in the go-go bar, if they still do it, but you would see it pretty much for free at the time. So yeah, but don't look so much for it. So when you're in walking street and going up or down those streets, you will get harassed by all those touts trying to lure you in, and just say no thanks. Okay, so I guess that's it for the 2 biggest scams here in Pattaya. Of course, there's a lot of other stuff and other things you might want to be concerned with, like when you take a girl back to your hotel, and be careful with your belongings. That's it for today. I will see you pretty soon on the next episode. Until then, safe travels, take care, and remember to always just go with the flow. Bye bye.